regular meeting of the council on Tuesday, July the 12th, 2016. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling the roll, Mr. Hairston. Ms. Simon. Mr. Greenspan. Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Germana. Mr. Gallagher. Mr. Schron. Ms. Conwell is absent this evening. Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Brown.
Here.
And Council President Brady.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you.
I move that the absence of Councilwoman Conwell be excused.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. The absence of Councilwoman Conwell be excused. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. The councilwoman is excused from the regular meeting. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under item 4, silent meditation. Pretty obviously, I guess, we're going to have a moment of silence for the violence in Louisiana and Minnesota, and of course for the horrific ambush of the Dallas Police Department and the Transit Police in Dallas on Friday night. Agenda.
Yes, Mr. President. Reverend Pinckney Butts.
Welcome.
Better be asked up than it'll be asked out. Good evening. Before I go into the agenda items, I want to just say that I'm extremely saddened by all this horrible murder that's taking place in our country. I'm really saddened by it, Councilman Brady. Whether you wear a badge or whether you wear a collar or whether you wear no symbol at all, this murder is just not acceptable, all this murdering. And we need to bring all this to a halt. Good evening, County Executive Budish. In the book of Ezra, Reconstruction was taking place. And the people who were oppressed wanted to be a part of the process. And I know you're familiar with this story because that's the last major prophet that you consider, Council Executive Budish. And these people were being rejected. And building continued. And I'll let you all continue that, and you do the study for yourself to see about the rejected people who are being oppressed during construction that should not be. For the agenda items, I'm going to go a little backwards and a little bit around your order that you have. For Resolution 2016-123, when you're agreeing, I don't know your total agreement because I wasn't there at the table when you made it with Eden Incorporation for allocating or even promising them some money. I'm saying do not give them one more dime. And if I may say so to you, I love you all just like you all are my family. They need to be charged with extortion as well as some other crimes. They are helping landlords not only abuse, neglect, and endanger tenants, but I know personally from my own experience, when I went through life and first met them, I moved there under very adverse circumstances and under certain terms and conditions. I have lived there with bed bugs, roaches, my home being broken into, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The CEO came to my living conditions and saw them, and still they passed inspections under my living like that. I'm capable and able to speak for myself, but there are those who cannot. I got put in a process improperly and illegally, unfortunately, and by being misunderstood. And I've had the ability, thanks to God, to stand up for myself. Do not give them one dime and do a thorough investigation against them and report them to HUD and whoever else you need to and address these landlords because it's not acceptable. I reserve my rights to come back here to speak to you once again. And for Health and Human Services, I would like to speak to you all in reference to that situation too, because Children and Family Services, they say children first, but they've forgotten me as a woman and as a mother. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
No, Mr. President.
Okay. Okay, if I could have a motion to approve the minutes for June the 28th, 2016 Committee of the Whole and June the 28th, 2016 regular meeting.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Only announcement is just, I hope everybody found a way to enjoy the 4th of July, and look forward to the big event in Cleveland next week, as I'm sure we all do. We live in interesting times, and we'll keep our chins up and represent the city as we should. So, is there any message from the county executive this evening?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. Just a couple things. Some of you may have heard that we have a convention coming next week, and we're excited about it, and we have been doing a lot of work with it. We have obtained and are deploying about 50 body cameras for our deputies right now. There'll be another 100 on the way. The sheriff's deputies were being trained on them today. We also obtained 5 large mobile camera units, which were tested out this past week very successfully. I believe the test was in Rocky River. And we will deploy those in coordination with our municipalities. The ones, so several of them are requesting assistance. They will be live monitored during the RNC. We will be open for business to the public until 3 p.m. each day next week. We're looking forward to a big success here. I also wanted to mention that today the United States Surgeon General came to town. It was also very exciting. He came to town to focus and to cast a spotlight on the opioid problem we have here in Cuyahoga County. He will be visiting just a few communities for this purpose. He chose Cuyahoga County because of our leadership on this issue. We have been working with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, who has in turn helped connect us with other U.S. government agencies. We've had a very collaborative effort with state agencies, with all the local agencies, we've identified needs for this community. We've made asks, and we're working to advocate for those. Today, the Surgeon General met with a group that we coordinated. It was probably 50 community leaders from a variety of offices, and they had the opportunity to present their concerns, needs, issues to the U.S. Surgeon General. He took extensive notes and I believe was very appreciative of the meeting. So hopefully we'll proceed with solutions to this huge epidemic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Legislation introduced by council, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2016-0124, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
And this will be referred to Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee. Committee report and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading.
Resolution number 2016-0117, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
And This item will move to the July 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Consideration of an ordinance of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2016-0011, amending section 202.10 of the Cuyahoga County Code to provide for the creation and adoption of a county health and human services plan.
And this will be referred to the Health and Human Services and Aging Committee. Legislation introduced by the executive. Consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2016-0125, amending the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget for 2016 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations for appropriation transfers and for cash transfers, amending resolution number 2016-0118 dated June 28, 2016 to reconcile appropriations for 2016.
Motion to adopt.
Been moved. Seconded.
Second. Mr. President, before us is our biweekly fiscal agenda. There were two questions that were asked of the administration. The second question had to do with the pedestrian bridge. And although I am satisfied with the response, I believe at a further point in the future, we will need to discuss further issues relating to the pedestrian bridge. I encourage my colleagues' support on adoption.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0126, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, representing approximately 30 employees in various classifications at the Department of the Treasurer for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2018, directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated.
Move to adopt.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. As you know, we discussed this during the executive committee meeting. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2016-0127, making an award on requisition number 36070 to Apex Construction and Management Company Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,698,430 for the Cuyahoga County Men's Shelter Renovations Project.
This will be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0128, making an award on requisition number 36912 to John G. Johnson Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $6,633,224 for the Cuyahoga County Halley Archives and Board of Elections Operations Building Renovations Project.
Referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0129, authorizing the Director of Public Works to execute and submit a loan application in the amount of $350,000 to Ohio Water Development Authority to finance sewer repairs in connection with the Turney Road Sewer Rehabilitation Project in the City of Garfield Heights for the period July 1, 2016 through September 30, 2017.
This will also be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2016-0130, authorizing an agreement with State of Ohio Office of the Auditor in the amount not to exceed $533,000 for an annual audit for calendar year 2015 for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2016.
All right, this will move to the July 26th council agenda for consideration for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2016-0105, confirming the county executive's appointment of David Marquardt to serve on the District 1 Public Works Integrating Committee for an unexpired term ending June 21, 2018, confirming the appointment of Christopher George to serve as alternate to David Marquardt, confirming the appointment of Nicole English to serve as alternate to Michael W. Dever.
We'll move to the July 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2016-0119, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires slab replacement for Fitch Road Culvert 02.23 over root ditch in the city of North Olmsted. Total estimated project cost $250,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
This will also move to the July 26th meeting for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2016-0104, confirming the county executive's appointment of Terry Allen to serve as co-chair on the Cuyahoga Regional HIV Health Services Planning Council for an unexpired term ending June 30, 2018.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, this candidate is one of our own. He's from the, I think, the Department of Public Health with the county, and he was vetted through the HR committee, and we do recommend passage. I humbly request my colleagues' support.
Thank you, Councilwoman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0107, making an award on requisition number 36580 to Burton Scott Contractors in the amount not to exceed $8,929,682.81 for County Airport Runway 624 Safety Area Improvement Project number 2.
Mr. Chairman, this was heard in Public Works, and we recommend approval.
Okay, can we have
Move to
a,
adopt.
been moved, and I'll second it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0120, making an award on requisition number 36701 to Carvo Companies Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,211,143.20 for 2016 Operations Resurfacing Program Group 2 located in various municipalities, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in the amount of $1,031,894.01 to fund said contract for the projects and in the municipalities as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded.
Mr. Chairman, this was heard in Public Works, we recommend approval.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Have my name added?
Please add Councilwoman Jones's name to the resolution.
Resolution number 2016-0121, adopting the annual tax budget, including the Cuyahoga County Library budget for the year 2017, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Mr. President, this item was heard in committee. This is our annual tax budget that we approve and submit for to the state. This is routine in nature. There was nothing discussed that would cause any alarm, and I urge my colleagues' support.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2016-0123, authorizing a contract with Emerald Development and Economic Network Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,443,480 for administration of the fiscal year 2015 Shelter Plus Care Sponsor-Based Rental Assistance Program in connection with the Hearth Act Homeless Assistance Grant Program for the period August 1, 2016 through July 31, 2017.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded.
Mr. Chairman, this program provides a rental subsidy to the homeless, disabled individuals and families. This subsidizes 212 housing units for youth ages 18 to 24. And I ask for my colleagues' support for this legislation.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Miscellaneous committee reports. Councilwoman?
Just the Environment Education Committee meets tomorrow, Wednesday, 3 o'clock, to discuss veterans' funds coming back to the county. And we're going to also hear from Terry Allen from the Health Department on lead abatement, as well as workforce, about some of their concerns regarding lead.
Anybody else?
The Health and Human Service and Aging Committee will meet Wednesday, August 3rd, to deal with the items referred today.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the Public Works Committee is going to be meeting this Thursday at 1 o'clock, which is different than our normal meeting. We have 3 pieces that were referred, and of course, no meetings next week, so 1 o'clock this Thursday.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Any miscellaneous business? Any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President, Reverend Pinckney Butts.
Good evening once again, and I'm disappointed that you didn't listen to me, Councilman Jones. I'm standing before you this evening, Council President, because as you know, I'm a presidential candidate for 2016. And I heard on the news yesterday that Mr. Donald Trump is going to make a decision as to who speaks in Ohio for the RNC. I find that to be very uncomfortable because I'm from here and I'm being overlooked. And I'd like to have an opportunity to speak during the RNC. I am a candidate and I like to be considered. And I don't like the fact that the people come from out of the state and come here and dictate what we do here. And I'd like to have an opportunity to speak while the media and the people are there, not hiding me away because I do matter. And that's one thing I wanted to discuss with you, Mr. President. Another thing that I wanted to discuss with you also is I didn't know that Eden was going to be on the agenda today, but on last week, I did not sleep all night because I had bugs crawling all over me, collecting them in the jars from where Eden has been passing inspection for 10 years for me to live like this. I also, 3 weeks ago, on the 24th of June, after being assaulted in my home on the 21st of June by a preacher, got beat up and dragged down the street in front of my grandchildren by this same preacher, and have been told by 911, don't call again. Violence is very real, Council President Brady, and it's happening to me. When I initially met you all, I had told you of my circumstances, and they've gotten worse instead of better. And some people have the nerve to call me on my phone and say to me that you all are my enemies and you all are going to murder me if I keep coming down here. People that you actually pay salaries to. And I say to them, that's amazing because they're paying your salary. It's time out. I need one of you to take this and address it. I need one of you, all of you actually, to look into this situation. I'm not only concerned with my safety, I'm concerned with my children and my grandchildren. I call 911 in mobile crisis. They get on the phone and tell DCFS that something's wrong with my mind. I get on the phone with the police in mobile crisis, and they don't take me seriously, and the police never even showed back up again, and my council representative for the city of Cleveland calls me a liar. I have the bruises and the marks on me from it. And the police mock me. I do matter. I don't want this violence, and I really am a candidate. I had someone write up in one of the newspapers that they thought I was from another galaxy, pretending like I'm running for president. I do matter, and I need your help. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other public comment?
Yes, one more, Rico Dancy.
I went to Hawaii. They have a House bill, 2476. That bill is regarding deaf education, limit of service, give them the access just like they give a regular person. I went to Columbus, CK Columbus passed a bill like this, House Bill 2476. I'm concerned about my grandmother's health, but her cell phone, I'm still waiting to hear back from the update on 911 texting. And I'm so happy how the county have a disabled unit for the county jail. I'm so glad about that. So please, I'm waiting to hear back from Tech 911 on what they're going to do. What's the update on that issue? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
No, sir.
Could I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
I think it's an all-time record.